You got caught taking drugs, here your charge. It's like fucking murder. If you fucking murder somebody, you're
It is like, I just feel like in the boxing game, you don't need to hate someone to fight them. Like, you can't fight off emotion.
Obviously, at the moment, the British Boxing Board of Control aren't. So we have to speak with them, deal with the legal situation and see where it lands. And this is quite fresh. Obviously, I don't even think it's 30 minutes. I think it's more like 10 or 15 minutes since that. And, you know, we'll see what rolls.
Breaking news rocks boxing as Moses Itauma fails a drug test on the very day of his fight with Jermaine Franklin. This shocking revelation turns the fight upside down, giving Jermaine a huge mental edge while Moses faces serious scrutiny. Fans are stunned and watching every development closely.
A man who had performance-enhancing drugs in his system. Whether, I believe everybody should have the right to protest their innocence. Unfortunately, in this situation, it's guilty until proven innocent. I've been there, right? But one thing we 100% know in this situation.
Remember that Eddie said to me yesterday at 60-40, so we don't know. I don't know if that is the case and he's failed the sample for cocaine. That's really surprising, massively surprising.
Johnny Nelson calls out the timing and recklessness of Moses Itauma, failing his drug test on fight day. He stresses how dangerous and unfair this is for Jermaine Franklin and how the governing board now faces a serious dilemma. This moment highlights the gravity of Moses' actions and the shockwaves it sends through boxing.
This morning, man, to make the way how he's done it, you know, on the morning of a fight, it's just wrong. It's dangerous, and the board are now in a situation where they think shit. So I don't know how to go.
Anthony Joshua expresses his disbelief at the situation, calling it a shame. Even a fighter of his experience is stunned by Moses Itauma failing the drug test on fight day. The uncertainty and confusion surrounding the issue adds to the drama, leaving fans and insiders questioning what went wrong and how it will be handled.
Been test positive, yeah.
It's happened, man. It happens in this sport. It's not new. It's happened to me already. I'm just happy I invest in this antidote.
Duke McKenzie is baffled by the situation, questioning how both samples from Moses Itauma tested positive. This adds a layer of disbelief and outrage to the scandal. Jermaine Franklin now enters the fight knowing his opponent is compromised, and fans are left shocked at the undeniable evidence against Moses.
Point. How can he give a sample and then a B sample and they both come back positive for a banned substance? It doesn't make any sense.
Adam Catterall sums up the sentiment of the entire boxing community. Moses Itauma failing a drug test on fight day is both shocking and disappointing, casting a shadow over what should have been an exciting matchup. Jermaine Franklin now carries the mantle of legitimacy while the controversy dominates headlines.
Incredibly shocking. When any fighter fails a performance-enhancing drug test, it is incredibly shocking and disappointing.
Liam Goff breaks down the science behind drug tests, explaining how substances can remain in a fighter's system. With Moses Itauma testing positive, the timing and amount matter little. The reality is clear: Jermaine Franklin now benefits mentally and strategically, while Moses faces the consequences of a failed test on the biggest stage.
I'm just chucking out there, if depending on the amount, that will depend on how long it remains in your system. So from what I can gather, if you've taken a very limited amount, very little amounts, it could stay in your system. Depending on the nature of the test, if it was a saliva test, if it was a urine test, if it was a hair test, it's going to stay in your system a lot longer.
Carl Frampton hits hard on the severity of the situation, calling for lifetime bans for fighters caught using performance-enhancing drugs. Moses Itauma's failed test on fight day is not just unfair, but extremely dangerous. Jermaine Franklin now stands as the clean, legitimate competitor while boxing faces a serious ethical dilemma.
High-profile guys getting caught, and it's just horrible. I genuinely, and I know you were about saying, without going fucking fully mental here, I just believe if you're caught with any performance-enhancing drug, you should be banned.
Adam Smith captures the uncertainty surrounding Moses Itauma failing his drug test on fight day. The news has exploded on social media, leaving fans, promoters, and fighters scrambling to understand the full situation. Jermaine Franklin benefits from this chaos, gaining a clear mental advantage. The lack of official statements only fuels speculation, while Moses faces mounting pressure and scrutiny. This scandal has thrown what should have been a high-profile fight into turmoil, making every reaction, every comment, and every decision in the coming hours critical for both fighters and the sport itself.
Surprise, and I'll wait and see what happens. I mean, I don't know the findings. We don't know. I haven't seen statements really. I don't know. It's come out in the social media.
Ade Oladipo voices the astonishment of the entire boxing community. While some may try to rationalize how Moses Itauma's sample came back positive, the situation remains wild and shocking. Jermaine Franklin now finds himself in an unexpected position of strength, while Moses is under intense scrutiny. The uncertainty and controversy have added layers of drama to a fight that was already highly anticipated, making this a story fans will follow closely. Every move, every official update, and every reaction matters as the fallout from this failed drug test continues to dominate boxing headlines.
If it's somehow in his system from other means, I know that might sound crazy, but I guess we have to give him the benefit of the doubt, do we? I'd like to think we do. But yeah, this is wild. Honestly, this is...
Frank Warren reminds fans that despite the drama, Jermaine Franklin is the legitimate contender here. This fight was built to test Moses Itauma, but with the failed drug test, the focus shifts entirely to Jermaine. He now carries the credibility and mental edge while Moses faces mounting questions. Fans are left anticipating not just the action in the ring, but how Jermaine will exploit this opportunity, proving why he deserves to be recognized as a top heavyweight. The fight has transformed into a test of integrity, skill, and resilience, with Jermaine firmly in the spotlight.
In the meantime, I think we've put together a brilliant fight with Jermaine Franklin, the American. It's going to be a good fight. I think, with Moses and him, I think it's going to be a good fight, and I think it's a good test for Moses.
George Kambosos speaks bluntly about the seriousness of Moses Itauma failing his drug test. There is no room for excuses, and any dishonesty would be a disgrace. Jermaine Franklin now becomes the fighter with integrity and focus, free from the taint of scandal. The boxing world is united in disbelief, and the pressure on Moses is immense. Fans are rallying behind Jermaine, who now carries the legitimacy and honor in this matchup. This situation has amplified interest and tension, turning a regular fight night into a moral and sporting showdown that everyone will be watching closely.
This goes through and it goes to VADA. It's going to VADA. It ain't going to get mixed up. So he's done this, and if he is cheated, he's a piece of shit.
Jermaine Franklin makes it clear he is focused on domination in the ring. The failed drug test by Moses Itauma has only sharpened his determination. He is ready to take control and impose his will, sending a statement to the boxing world. This is Jermaine's chance to shine, proving skill and preparation matter more than controversy. Fans are witnessing a fighter with focus and intent, motivated not just to win, but to dominate. With Moses under scrutiny, Jermaine has the perfect opportunity to assert himself and show why he deserves respect, making this fight even more compelling.
That is my goal. I want to nail everybody to the canvas. So, the goal is just to go in there and beat them dominantly. There's no doubt in anybody's mind that I want to fight, But I am trying to put him on his ass, so if I could do that, I'm most definitely.
Moses Itauma's words reveal the grueling nature of his preparation, yet the failed drug test completely overshadows any discussion about training. Despite his hard work and stamina in the gym, this controversy leaves him in a vulnerable position mentally and publicly. Jermaine Franklin now steps into the spotlight as the disciplined, focused fighter who has nothing to hide. Moses' narrative of effort and dedication is being questioned, which could rattle him before he even enters the ring. Fans and analysts are weighing his conditioning against the scandal, and Jermaine's calm, composed approach contrasts sharply with Moses' turmoil. This situation elevates Jermaine's stature as the fighter with credibility and focus, while Moses must contend not only with his opponent, but also with the scrutiny and backlash from this shocking news hitting right on fight day.
Swag jumped in, and this guy was trying to take my head off. These training camps are tough, even though the fights look easy to me, they don't look easy because training camps are tough.
John Fury doesn't hold back, calling out Moses Itauma for attempting to gain an illegal advantage. The implications are massive. Jermaine Franklin now enjoys the moral high ground, while Moses faces criticism from every corner of the boxing world. This scandal isn't just about a failed test. It's about credibility, integrity, and the very safety of the sport. Fans are rallying behind Jermaine, recognizing him as the true professional in this chaotic situation. Moses' performance and reputation are on the line even before the fight begins, and John Fury's blunt assessment only intensifies the pressure. Jermaine can now focus entirely on the ring, letting Moses' controversies take center stage outside it. This dynamic has added a psychological layer to the fight, with Jermaine entering as the calm, disciplined force against a distracted and embattled opponent, ready to capitalize on the chaos.
It's trying to enlighten people in the world today that it is illegal to use your steroids, and that's what he's doing to gain an edge. Well, I feel sorry for him.
Moses Itauma's words reveal the grueling nature of his preparation, yet the failed drug test completely overshadows any discussion about training. Despite his hard work and stamina in the gym, this controversy leaves him in a vulnerable position mentally and publicly. Jermaine Franklin now steps into the spotlight as the disciplined, focused fighter who has nothing to hide. Moses' narrative of effort and dedication is being questioned, which could rattle him before he even enters the ring. Fans and analysts are weighing his conditioning against the scandal, and Jermaine's calm, composed approach contrasts sharply with Moses' turmoil. This situation elevates Jermaine's stature as the fighter with credibility and focus, while Moses must contend not only with his opponent, but also with the scrutiny and backlash from this shocking news hitting right on fight day.
Moses here, this is going to be a case of, let's see, 1, if we can get rounds. 2, can he do a better job than Anthony Joshua and Dillian Whyte did? Can he get rounds but also get him out of there? I guess that's kind of the question for Moses. But for me, this is the perfect bit of matchmaking. This is everything that fight fans have wanted. They want to see what happens when Moses Itauma goes a few rounds, has someone who's...
John Fury doesn't hold back, calling out Moses Itauma for attempting to gain an illegal advantage. The implications are massive. Jermaine Franklin now enjoys the moral high ground, while Moses faces criticism from every corner of the boxing world. This scandal isn't just about a failed test. It's about credibility, integrity, and the very safety of the sport. Fans are rallying behind Jermaine, recognizing him as the true professional in this chaotic situation. Moses' performance and reputation are on the line even before the fight begins, and John Fury's blunt assessment only intensifies the pressure. Jermaine can now focus entirely on the ring, letting Moses' controversies take center stage outside it. This dynamic has added a psychological layer to the fight, with Jermaine entering as the calm, disciplined force against a distracted and embattled opponent, ready to capitalize on the chaos.
I honestly thought this is the perfect opponent for Moses' development. You can't rush Moses. I know everyone wants to see him in there with killers. Sometimes I do. Sometimes I think he's ready. But the fact is, you do have to take your time with Moses. And I think someone like a Jermaine Franklin, who is a top 30 guy, top 30 guy, who again, we've seen him with AJ and Dillian Whyte, so we can compare Moses' performance against him and compare it.
Moses Itauma's words reveal the grueling nature of his preparation, yet the failed drug test completely overshadows any discussion about training. Despite his hard work and stamina in the gym, this controversy leaves him in a vulnerable position mentally and publicly. Jermaine Franklin now steps into the spotlight as the disciplined, focused fighter who has nothing to hide. Moses' narrative of effort and dedication is being questioned, which could rattle him before he even enters the ring. Fans and analysts are weighing his conditioning against the scandal, and Jermaine's calm, composed approach contrasts sharply with Moses' turmoil. This situation elevates Jermaine's stature as the fighter with credibility and focus, while Moses must contend not only with his opponent, but also with the scrutiny and backlash from this shocking news hitting right on fight day.